Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I request the audience to kindly rise as our esteemed dignitaries enter the auditorium.
It is a great honor and privilege that I now announce the arrival of a distinguished chief guest.
I respectfully invite our dignitaries to take their seats on the stage. I request everyone to take their seats. Good evening, esteemed dignitaries, faculty members, and participants. A very warm welcome to the most prestigious event of the year, the 5th National Moot Court Competition 2025 at St. Joseph's College of Law.
I, Chirag, from second year LLB, along with my co-host,
Shweta from 3rd BCom LLB, we are honored to be your host for this prestigious event. As a members of the legal fraternity, we recognize that a courtroom is not just a battleground of words, but a sanctum. Where reason prevails, justice is upheld, and the rule of law reigns supreme. Mooting is more than academic exercise. It is the foundation upon which future advocates, jurists, and legal scholars hone their skills in the interpretation, argumentation, and persuasion. As Justice M.C. Chagla aptly said, a lawyer's duty is not to win cases, but to see that justice is done. Today, we witness the pursuit of the justice articulated through the voices of aspiring lawyers.
on behalf of Moot Court Society of St. Joseph's College of Law, I extend my warm welcome and welcome all of you for 5th National Moot Court Competition 2025. Before we proceed, let us begin this event on a solemn and inspiring note by listening to the preamble of Indian Constitution in the form of a song. I now invite the Cultural Committee of St. Joseph's College of Law to render the invocation.
One, two, three, four.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In a constituent assembly, this 26th day of November 1949 Hereby, we adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you to the Cultural Committee for the beautiful rendition of the preamble.
Established in 2017, St. Joseph's College of Law is South Asia's first Jesuit law college, carrying forward a 450-year-old legacy of imparting quality education. Through the Jesuit mission, we are dedicated to molding students into people of competence and compassion, committed to faith, justice, and social transformation.
Following the success of the fourth edition, which focused on the women's reasonable rights under family law, this year, competition delves into the right of individual working in the organized sector. Our aim is to equip aspiring legal professionals with a deeper understanding of the law, governance, and the human rights which enhance their research, writing, and advocacy skill. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can do that. To symbolize the knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment.
I now invite our chief guest, director, principal, vice principal, finance officer, faculty coordinator, and student coordinators to come forward for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp.
They say the strength of an institution lies not in its walls, but in the wisdom that guides it. To pursue legal excellence requires vision, leadership, and a commitment to intellectual rigor. It is my honor to invite the torchbearer of this institution, esteemed Principal Dr. Pauline Priya S., to share her insights and inspire us with her words.
A very good evening to one and all gathered here. It is with immense honor and privilege that I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you on behalf of St. Joseph's College of Law to the 5th National Level Moot Court Competition. This event is not merely an academic event. It is an epitome of intellectual rigor, a celebration of legal scholarship, and an opportunity to engage in a dynamic discourse that shapes the future of law and justice in our nation. It is with esteem that I now welcome our chief guest for today's program, Justice John Michael Kunner, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka. Sir, your presence here today is not only a source of inspiration to all of us, but also a momentous occasion to pay a tribute to your unparalleled contribution to the legal system. I welcome you, sir. This year, our moot problem revolves around a topic that is not only timely, but critical in contemporary social-legal context: the number of working hours of employees and its nexus to their fundamental human rights. The issue of working hours is an intersection where labor law, human rights, and economic justice meet rising and essential questions centered around the balance between productivity and well-being of workers. In recent times, we have witnessed discussions in the country and globally regarding work-life balance, fair compensation, and human dignity of workers. The premise of this moot problem engages with the pressing issue of whether our present legal standards adequately safeguard workers' rights, especially in terms of working hours, health, and overall quality of life. I extend a special word of welcome to our dear participants for this event. Dear students, I offer my sincerest commendations on your enthusiasm, your dedication, and your unwavering commitment to engage with such a complex issue. This moot problem challenges you to not only apply your legal acumen, but also critically examine how law can serve as an instrument of social change. It is our endeavor to generate fresh perspectives on one of the most important concerns of our time, the intersection between labor laws and human dignity. To all of you here today, I urge you to seize this opportunity to engage, question, and to inspire. I wish you all a wonderful evening ahead, and I wish you all a pleasant stay in Bangalore. Welcome once again to St. Joseph's College of Law. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of wisdom and guidance. The law is not merely a set of rules, it is a moral compass that steers society towards justice. As we embark on this journey today, we have the privilege of hearing from someone whose leadership has shaped this institution into a beacon of legal learning. It is my honor to invite our director, Reverend Father Gerald D. D'Souza SJ, to address us.
Justice Michael Kunna, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka, dignitaries on the dais, the participating team members, faculty, and non-teaching staff, good evening to you. And a warm welcome to this fifth National Moot Court competition. As we are aware, the Moot Court competition has got its own rules and its own framework. We cannot do much beyond that framework, but I expect you to go beyond the competition and that framework alone of arguing for or perhaps against. The situation of our country looks very pathetic in a way when you look at the condition of the workers. More than 90% of the workers in India belong to the unorganized sector. They are primarily deprived of their job security and other entitlements for a peaceful and a dignified living. And that too, we have taken the issue of organized sector, and we expect many more issues that creep in which can take away the dignity of the workers as well. In the era of profit-driven market system, marginalization of the workers becomes a natural effect. A strong and adequate legislation with equally strong willpower is essential to realize the rights of the workers today. Hence, let our discussions, arguments ensure the dignity and the rights of the workers, those are really struggling to make a dignified living. May this be a time for us to revisit the significance of Article 21 enshrined in the Constitution of India. I am grateful today, this evening, to Justice Michael Kunna, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka. He is known for his integrity and courage, and I am sure he will inspire all of us. Thank you, Justice, joining us this evening and being with us. I am also grateful to the Moot Court Society, led by Mr. Zafar, Mr. Africhida, and Mr. Thomas Andrews, and all the student coordinators for their planning and hard work they have put in. I'm also grateful to all the volunteers who are instrumental in making this event smooth and systematic. Once again, thank you for being part of this event. Have a fruitful time in our campus, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your inspiring words and for your continuous support in fostering legal excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are privileged to host an individual whose contribution to the legal field resonate across courtrooms, classrooms, and the framework of justice itself. To introduce our esteemed chief guest, I now call upon Ms. Shreya and Jose, a dedicated coordinator.
Justice John Michael Kunna is a distinguished Indian jurist known for his integrity, judicial acumen, and unwavering commitment to justice. Born on April 7, 1959 in Mangalore, he pursued his legal education at SDM Law College and began his legal practice in 1985. His career in the judiciary commenced in 2002 when he was appointed as a district judge, serving in key judicial roles across Karnataka, including Bangalore, Bellary, and Dharwad. Recognized for his dedication and judicial expertise, he was elevated as an additional judge of the Karnataka High Court on November 14, 2016, and later became a permanent judge on November 1, 2018. Justice John Michael was widely respected for his firm and disciplined approach, ensuring swift case disposal and discouraging unnecessary adjournments. Even after his retirement from the bench, Justice John Michael continues to contribute to the legal field as an arbitrator in various domains, ensuring fairness and justice for all. His illustrious career stands as a shining example of integrity, diligence, and an unyielding dedication to the principles of justice, leaving an indelible mark on the Indian judiciary. Sir, we, the St. Joseph's College of Law, is privileged to have your presence for this inaugural event.
Respected Reverend Father Gerald D'Souza, Director, St. Joseph's College of Law, Dr. Pauline Priya, Principal, Ms. Shobha Hegde, Vice Principal, Father Prashant Sikwera, and my dear students, a very good evening to all of you. I think the way you are sitting so stiff and serious, you may be thinking that I'm your judge for the moot court competition. No. I can see, I think most of you may be mentally rehearsing for tomorrow's competition. Is it so? Yes? Not rehearsing for tomorrow's competition? Who wants to win tomorrow's trophy or tomorrow's competition? Who wants to win? That's good. But all can certainly, cannot win at all. Yes? Who will win then? Yes, who will win this competition? Can anyone say? The one who learns from the competition. Anyone else? Can anyone predict among this? I think there are 18 teams. Can anyone predict who will win? You just give me a list, I tell you. Yes? Then you will say that there is a match fixing. Is it not? If I look at the list, who will win? Can anyone predict? I think only that team which argues best will win. Do you agree? Who can argue best? Yes? The one team who argues correctly is the team which argues best. Who can argue correctly? The only team which knows the case. The only team which knows the facts. See, that is the real problem. Everyone thinks that I have to win the competition. Be it the students, be it the advocate, you will win the arguments only when you know your case. Only when you know the facts of your case. Otherwise cannot. Certainly you cannot. It is just like a British parliamentarian was there. It is said, when he rose to speak, he was not knowing what he was going to speak. And when he was speaking, he was not knowing what he was saying. And when he finished his speech, he himself was not knowing what he had said. That should not be. If that is the quality of an argument, you can imagine. So what is the good argument? What should be an argument in a moot competition? An argument should be, it should be like a dish. Maybe a vegetarian dish or a non-vegetarian dish. A dish, they say, is well killed, well dressed, well cooked, and well served. If you can present such an argument, I'm sure all of you can win the not only the moot competition, even as an advocate, any case. What do you mean by this? Well killed. I think those who are helping your parents in the kitchen room, you may be knowing when a dish has to be prepared, I think the preparation starts from the moment you cut the vegetable or cut the non-vegetarian item, how clean it should be, how unpolluted it should be. A well-prepared brief, an argument is one. What is your clean source from which you collect this material for the dish? That is well killed. It is well planned, not an what you call a polluted air. You must search such source, and that will give a good dish. That is not enough. You must well dress it. You must cut it. You must marinate it. When you get the source, you have to read it. You have to cogitate. Think about it. Then only the result will come. That is not enough. You have to well cook it. If the presentation that you make is not cooked well, it will give indigestion to all, not only to you, not only to us, to all those who hear. And that is exactly what is happening. An advocate may be a student when he is asked to speak. If he is not prepared, if his source is not right, if the source is not real, it is not relevant. I think the harassment is to the one who hears. So your argument should be well dressed, well cooked, and well served. Even in the presentation, when you go to the 5-star hotel, you serve it. It must be a pleasant hearing. I think that kind of argument we expected. So don't present if you want to win the competition. If you want to win in your life, in your career, your argument, the preparation should be like this. So half-cooked or ill-prepared argument, even your clients will despise it. I'll just tell you, while conducting a case, there was an accused, a serial murderer. We used to call him Cyanide. His name is there. He was given an assistance of an advocate from the legal services. And generally when such briefs are given to the legal advocates, they think that it is not their duty to pull full life into it. When he was arguing, this gentleman, this accused, he was feeling so uneasy because he was fumbling. He was not even able to present the basic facts. And then this accused gets up and says, Your Honor, could you give me a chance? I myself want to argue it. You can imagine that is exactly ill-prepared. A person, an advocate who is on his legs, who does not know what are the facts of his case. Even clients despise to hear such an argument. So your argument you must be very thorough with the facts. And then I asked him to present this. I know he confidently presented his case. Why? Because of course that is his own matter. He was thorough with the facts. So unless you are thorough with the facts, of course the facts, what I mean, the law also, within the framework of the law, but at the beginning, you must be very thorough with the fact. I think that is the main, mantra you should follow. And when I talk about these facts, every student of law, every practicing advocate, they must know that facts do not mean the facts that is involved or concerned in my case, in the brief that has been given to you, or in the testimonials or what has been there. That is not the facts. If you want a successful mooter or a successful advocate, when you prepare yourself to present the facts, you must also think about the relevant facts, the connected facts. Tomorrow when you are standing there to argue, the questions that will be posed to you, not from the facts of your case, it is from the relevant facts, the connected facts. I'll tell you how this is relevant for example, today's topic. Now today's topic we have taken is exploitation at the workplace, is it not? At the IT sector. How it is connected to the other facts? When you are ready to argue or present for argument, you just think how these facts are connected or related or relevant to the other facts. Immediately, whether anybody can say which are the relevant facts connected to the topic that is assigned to you? Yes? You will get answers tomorrow. You will get not answers, questions on that issue. Yes, anybody of the 18 team? You may be keeping quiet because you will be disclosing to the others. side. Yes, see, it is, if you can see, you can find the analogous facts, analogous law in the labor law. You can see how the changes that are coming into, how the labor's right is being taken away by the codified law or the four codes, labor code they are going to bring in. That is relevant to this, how the rights will be affected. And therefore, even the laborers, the workers, they are up in arm against this new code. Then you can have a connect it to the animal rights. I think today you can notice there is a growing concern and legal obligation. Everyone thinks there is a legal obligation on the part of the civil society and the courts to protect the rights of the animals. Slew of measures are in place for protection of cows and dogs. Courts have declared that dogs have a right to food and citizens have a right to feed them. Even beasts of burden, they have a right for rest. You can't deprive them of their sleep. That is recognized today. Only the weakest and the most insecure person are the laborers and the helpless employees of the IT. Do you agree? Yes, at least those who are arguing in support of that topic or subject, they may readily agree. See, that is how you have to build up your argument. See, everything, especially in law, everything is interconnected. And that is the beauty of our profession. You can't be satisfied with the topic that is given to you. You must find out the different dimensions, different angles on which you can find the answers or the solution to it. A holistic, a comprehensive view you must have. That is the way I expect every mooter should prepare his arguments tomorrow when you present give your presentation. But all said and done, you must remember, see, you have the command over the facts, you know how to present it, but you should also remember that your argument must always conform to the first principles or the basic principles of law, that is truth and justice. It is just to say you may have a different view, you may prepare from different sources, but ultimately all your arguments, all your presentation must conform to this. I'll just tell you what it is. A heated argument was going on in a court of law. And both are of equal weight, the advocates. And one started citing judgments one after another. But all judgments were English laws, the Privy Council's decision. But they were on the point. And the judge was convinced of it. So now the other side advocate, he has to meet that argument. So immediately when he got up and said, Your Honor, we have heard a wonderful argument. But what has been cited at the bar? He has cited all English decisions, all the decisions of the Privy Council, and your Lordship knows, Your Honor knows, there is a hell of difference between an English pant and the Indian dhoti. So what is the use of citing for our Indian facts a foreign judgment? So that is how he made a point. Then this gentleman got up and said, Yes, Your Honor, I know there is hell of difference between the foreign pants and the Indian dhoti, but the underlying principle is same. Yes, I think if you have followed it, whatever you wear, the basic principle is same. Therefore, whatever way you argue, your argument must be built around these basic fundamental principles based on law and the Constitution. I think that is how an argument has to be presented, an argument has to be built up, be it a student or be the advocates. And I wish you would approach this moot court competition in that spirit. Of course, mooting should not be, don't take it is only for competition. That's what, when I came here, I asked whether mooting is introduced or whether all the students take part of it. Because the importance of it, as father and the principal told you, you can't undermine the importance of the mooting. I think that is the very foundation. You can learn law anyway, but the skills, the legal skills, the art of advocacy, you can never know, you can never learn. has to be developed. And that is the biggest field or the opportunity that has been given to you in the colleges. You seize this opportunity, and it is, don't think that you may win here or you may lose. But this training or that's participation, that gives you a sound foundation. The way you prepare, you search for the sources, the way you cull out from the sources, the way you draft, the way you present, I think that will help you in your future. If not, you win here, you will win in your life, in your career. And that's what I wish all of you. And I wish that tomorrow when the D-Day comes, all of you to win, if not in the competition, in your life and in your career. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And thanks for inviting me and for giving this opportunity. I was really impressed. See that the gesture. I think every law college or every institution must have that reverence to the preamble. It is just like you live in the presence of your God. You will not go astray. And in our duties as a citizen, you live under the shadow of that preamble. As a student, as a person, as a citizen, I think that will make our life wonderfully different as expected by the founding fathers of our constitution. I think a wonderful gesture that has been done today, and even the invocation song is a very meaningful way of presenting it and setting a tone to the entire program. It was very fitting. I really appreciated it, and thanks for all the organizers for making this entire program so meaningful. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words and for gracing us with your presence.
With that inspiring address, we now arrive at the most awaited moment. Ladies and gentlemen, to the official commence this intellectual battle, I invite our chief guest to declare the competition open by striking the gavel.
I hereby declare the 5th SJCL National Moot Court Competition 2025 open.
You can strike the bell.
To provide an overview of this exciting competition, I now invite a faculty coordinator, Professor Zafar Sadiq, to briefly explain the structure of the event.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the 5th St. Joseph College of Law National Moot Court Competition 2025. On behalf of our Moot Court Society, I extend a heartfelt greeting to our brilliant participants and our esteemed panel of judges. We are delighted to host some of the finest mooters from and across the country, and we are eager to witness the intellectual rigor and the legal acumen that you all bring to this prestigious event. Today marks not only just another competition, but a celebration of the passion for the law and a journey of learning, debate, and growth. This competition is designed to test not just your knowledge of the law, but also your research skills, advocacy. We know many of you have poured your hearts and minds into preparing for this event, and it's an honor to see such enthusiasm and dedication. Let me now take you through the format of the competition and how the teams will advance through the rounds. The first being preliminary rounds. Each team will participate in 2 preliminary rounds, once as the petitioner and once as the respondent. The teams will be evaluated based on their both oral and written submissions, which also include memorial scores. After the preliminary rounds, the top 16 teams will qualify for the quarterfinals based on the cumulative scores from the preliminary rounds. Then, quarterfinals. The advancing teams will compete in a knockout round, arguing either as the petitioner or the respondent as determined by draw of lots. The winners of this round will move to the semifinals. Now, semifinals, The top 4 teams will battle it out in a knockout format once again. The victorious teams will earn their place in the grand finale. Final rounds, the top 2 teams will argue before a distinguished bench of judges in the grand finale. The winner will be declared based upon a combination of oral advocacy, legal reasoning, and presentation. As we embark on this thrilling journey of arguments and counter arguments, I wish you all the very best. Show professionalism, engage with the problem critically, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all an inspiring and successful competition.
Thank you, sir, for providing us with an insightful overview of the competition. Justice should not only be done, must also be seen to be done. In the spirit of transparency, I now invite Faculty Coordinator Professor Thomas Chakramakul to elucidate the criteria of awards.
Good evening to one and all present here. Distinguished Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Michael Kunna, Chief Guest of the Day, respected dignitaries on the dais, colleagues, staff, dear students, and my dear participants. It's an honor to present before you the criteria for the various awards of the 5th SJCL National Moot Court Competition 2025. These awards are chosen carefully to recognize not only the efforts of an individual, but to also recognize the efforts of a team in the domains of legal research, drafting, and advocacy. Proceeding to the individual awards, the first award that is identified is a Best Researcher Award. This award is presented to the person who secured the highest marks in the researcher's test that is conducted, which is associated with the premise of the proposition. The second award that is being identified is the Father Praveen Hridayaraj Best Speaker Award, which is presented to the person who secures the highest cumulative marks for oratory skills during the preliminary rounds. Coming to the team awards, the first award is the Best Memorandum Award. This award is presented to the team that has submitted their memorandums presenting the contentions of the petitioner and respondent, which goes through a rigorous evaluation process as an acknowledgement of their drafting skills and their research skills. The next 3 awards are consolidated team awards that are focused on oratory skills and performance. The first one being the awards for the second runner-up. This award is presented to the team that secures the highest marks to those who could not qualify for the grand finale, that is the final rounds. The award of the runner-up will be awarded to the team who is awarded the least marks towards the grand finale, that is exclusively for the final rounds. And thereby, the team that secures the highest marks during the final rounds, it's a grand finale, will be declared as the winner of the competition. I hope this will encourage you to prepare a little more rigorously when you proceed towards the oral rounds of this competition. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, sir, for the clarification of the award criteria.
What's a competition without a symbol of victory? Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to unveil the prestigious trophies, a testament to the dedication and the excellence our participants will exhibit over the next 2 days.
I now request Chief Guest and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly unveil the trophies for the 5th National Moot Court Competition.
A distinguished event such as this would be incomplete without expressing our gratitude to the stalwarts who have graced us with the presence and wisdom.
I now request Father Principal, Vice Principal, Finance Officer to honor the esteemed chief guest. Every grand endeavor is the result of collective effort. To express our heartfelt gratitude, I now invite our esteemed Vice Principal, Ms. Shobha Egde, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening to everyone. On behalf of the institution, I would like to express a sincere gratitude to everyone who made this inaugural ceremony a grand success. First, I would like to thank our today's chief guest, Honorable Justice John Michael Kunna, who happily agreed to grace this event, and his presence today has made the difference. Sir, we thank you very much for gracing this occasion and being a part of this program. We are greatly indebted to our director, Reverend Father Gerald D'Souza, SJ, for his constant support every year in organizing the event. Thank you, Father. This event wouldn't have been possible without the hand-holding of our principal, her valuable guidance by Dr. Pauline Priya, the principal of this institution, who is a true academic head. Thank you, ma'am, for this constant support once again. Father Prashant, we thank you for your financial support, teaching, non-teaching, and supporting staff. Thank you for your continued help. Teachers in charge of Moot Court Society, coordinators, volunteers, and dear participants, thank you all. Finally, let me conclude by wishing good luck to every participant who is taking part in this event. Thank you, and God bless us all. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Before we commence the competition, let us unite in reverence and pride for our nation. I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
विनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे हे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I request the audience to remain standing as our dignitary exits the auditorium.